Hello, this is your instructional video on heeling with a leash. And so I'll give you kind of a rundown of how to use the e-collar and pair it with her heel. She is in her new fancy e-collar. Can you see that really pretty blue? And so you also have your finger kick here. So I will go over and I'm going to make a whole separate video on how to use the actual e-collar. But I have her on a working level of 8 right now. This goes to 100. And so when I push this button, it's going to stem her at the 8 that she's on. And so what I do is, which she's doing fantastic. I haven't even had to use it yet on her walk, and we've been just under half a mile or so. But if she gets ahead of me, let's see if I can kind of set her up for failure a little bit. So she's ahead of me. I'm going to push the button until you see how she turned and came back to me. As soon as she got to where I wanted her, which I usually do about shoulders to thighs, I instantly let off. And so I have it on what's called continuous. That means for 11 seconds straight, it will continually do whatever stem that you have it on. And so what I do is I bring her back, good girl, heel, and then make sure you reiterate your command. So you saw I held down the button on my finger, heel, and I let go as soon as she got back to me. Okay? And so that's just going to be, this is a big rinse and repeat process. We'll do it over and over and over again until she gets it. And like I said, she's learning so fast. So this week we really dedicated to on-leash work. I've got you also set up in a new fancy leash. It's got 2 handles. So it's got one handle down here, maybe 1.5 to 2 feet or so, and then another handle at the end, so you can have her long or short. And I love these things. So this will go home with you. You'll have this leash too. And that way, if you're on leash, you can have the comfort of the small handle just kind of chilling like we are now. Or if you want to let her go, I've been saying, okay, even though she's offering to heel for me. Okay. And then you'll have all of this leash if she wants to go ahead of you. Or your little handle here at the bottom. Yeah, you're doing so good, Charlie. Yeah, you're doing so good. And so that's kind of all we've really been doing. She's been doing awesome, making my job look so easy. And I love that. Yes, you're doing so good heeling. And so that's it. You saw as soon as she walks out of her zone, which is shoulders to hips, I hold down onto the stem until she comes back to my hips, and then I let go. And so that just teaches her that if I move forward, this thing that's kind of uncomfortable is bothering me. But as soon as I stand where she wants me, it lets go, and it doesn't hurt me anymore when I stand there. So I'm just going to stand there so it doesn't hurt anymore. Or it's not uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt, so it's not uncomfortable anymore. And it's really that simple. And we'll keep this up. We've dedicated, like I was saying before, I got sidetracked, I'm sorry. I've dedicated this first week to really honing in on heeling on the leash. And then once we go into next week, we will start working on the off leash. She's doing great outside off leash, especially with the e-collar. Her e-collar recall is awesome. I've only had to stem her just a few times, like we said at the console. Now it's all tone and she comes right back to me. As you saw in the other video where we were in the field with that other lady. Every time that I called her, if I said come here, she didn't listen the first time. The second time, all I did was tone it. She turned right back around and came to me. So she's doing great. She's really a star pupil for sure. Yeah. And I will hopefully make your e-collar video today. It may not be until Monday. I apologize in advance if it is that long. We are swamped this weekend. From Thursday to Sunday, we have been and are going to be nonstop. So I apologize if it's not until the beginning of next week, but I will get you a huge long video with my babbling on how to use your e-collar, okay?